Hi, good afternoon. Hope you can see me in the... It's got a bit dull actually outside, so I hope you can see me. Well, family's out. We've gone to a music festival, I think, in Bury, so I hope the weather stays because it's not looking very promising. It's looking quite dull and wet and rainy out there, although it's not actually raining yet. First of all, none of the prizes have been posted out yet, but that's quite a choice decision, as my #1 winner has not been in touch. So if anybody knows Karen Hales, or if you're out there, Karen, can you get in touch with your address? Because you're my #1 winner and you've not been in touch as yet. I mean, maybe like myself, you watch videos of fits and starts. I do, you know. I'll sort of save them up, and then one day when it's raining or I've got nothing else to do, I'll sit and watch about a dozen at once. So I'm hoping that maybe that's what she's doing. But if you do know her, can you just say, oh, do you not want the first prize? Did you notice my and Sue's mistake? We drew out number 16 3 times. So I now have 22 winners instead of 20. But one lady chose to withdraw because she lives miles away and she said it was too much for the postage for me, so thank you very much for thinking about me. And so now I've got 21. So at the moment, I'm not drawing any more names out at the minute because I'm sure that Karen will get in touch. And we'll see what happens after that. Who else have I got to get in touch? There's not many more actually. Oh, 2. Lorraine Birchall and Susan H. So I've got 3 missing links at the minute, so if anybody knows them, can they give them a little bit of a prod? I know the prize isn't wonderful, but if you don't want it, just let me know. I'll try it again for somebody else. Anyway, what have I been doing? Well, I've been finishing off this. I think I showed you the pattern last time because I can't put my fingers on it this time. It's a vintage pattern, but I did buy it not that long ago on Etsy, I think it was. Yeah, Etsy. It's supposed to be edge to edge, but I did put 1 button on it. But you could always do it edge to edge or take the button off if you don't particularly like it. I don't seem to have any shoulders, so everything I wear that's edge to edge falls off my shoulders. But that's just me. So this will be going on Etsy very, very shortly. It's in cotton, so it's quite heavy, and it took quite a bit of yarn, so it will be one of my probably £40 ones, yeah. Plus the postage, of course. And they do weigh heavy, I'm saying, they do weigh heavy for postage. So I know it looks a bit expensive when I put postage on things, but I do go into it and I do look them up before I put them on. And so, but I think I'm quite pleased with this one. I've made this one for myself somewhere. Somewhere in my sweaters, I've made it for myself. Can't remember which one though. But knowing me, it's probably got buttons on it. Yeah, anyway, at the moment I'm doing, it's this colour. Again, it's heavy cotton. I would have done a sleeve, but I was that busy watching the, what's it called, the Greatest Marigold Hotel or something, it was on the TV, that I didn't do me increases in the right place, so my sleeve would, well, I say my sleeve, it's not for me, the sleeve head would have been too narrow. So I've done the back and 2 fronts. As you can see, it's just in the plain, well, you would call it double crochet if you're in America, or trebles if you're in England. I did start it with a pattern, but in actual fact it was actually, you know, it was looking too busy. The pattern stitch wasn't showing up, it was looking busy, busy, busy. So I'm going to put a white edging on it, you know, fancy around the bottom, around the edges and the cuffs. It's going to be a V-neck, yeah? So this again is another one for my Etsy shop. Seeing as I got asked by my son the other day, do you really need all those sweaters you've got up there? Do you really wear them all? Yes, I do occasionally, yeah. And this is what I made when I had the shop. So yes, I do still wear them. Still rake them out and I still wear them. They're still good. Well, I think it was the inside crochet came. I can't even find it. Sue and I were so unimpressed by it that I decided I wouldn't even do a show and tell. It wasn't one of their best, to put it mildly. It just definitely, there was nothing in it that either one of us went, oh, that's quite nice. We both went, and she said, I see what you mean. So I can't be bothered showing it you. I'm sure there's nothing in it that you'd find exciting. What I did buy, however, was, you've heard me mention Jen Cherry. She does these wonderful, she's travelled around in America and doing these art fairs. She's got a beautiful like booth that she puts up. I mean, it's a real nomadic gypsy style life. It really suits her down to the ground. Something I would have loved to have done when I was younger and fitter, and yeah. But anyway, she makes these, you've probably seen me or heard me mention them before, these these waistcoats. And she's been asked much and more to make a pattern for them. Well, she has. She has made the pattern for it. It's called the Mandala Vest pattern, and you can find it on Ravelry. She's selling it through Ravelry. It's Star Lily Creations, which is her business name. Star Lily Creations. So she says that you can't sell them on her pattern, but please don't sell them or something. By purchasing the pattern, you agree to the terms made from the pattern. However, items made with variations from the original pattern may be permitted to be sold. Now, if you know me, you know I never follow a pattern from start to finish, never. I always add a variation to it of my own. Sometimes unintentionally, but I do. So she doesn't need to have any worries that I'll be making anything identical, because no doubt mine will turn out nothing like hers. Might start off the same, but won't finish up the same. There's not really a lot I've got to say, actually. Not a lot's been going on in my life. Got the family here, as I've mentioned before. Still got the doggies. Not got Gigi, because in the UK here it's what we call a bank holiday. We have these strange weekends and days and things like that that you don't have in the US. But then you have things like Labour Day, 4th of July and things like that, which we don't celebrate here in the UK. So I suppose it all works out the same, relevantly. Anyway, he's gone to, Gigi's gone to Manchester yesterday. He was there with his parents. They went to watch the gay parade. I went last year, I don't really remember, I put the videos up and everything like that. I love a good parade. Love a parade. I don't care who gives it. What religion it's for or what anything, I don't care. I like a parade. It's got a marching band and everything like that. I'm there. I'm there. But I didn't go this year. Well, they probably didn't ask because I've got the family here. But I mean, I loved it, don't get me wrong. I did love it last year, but it was a little bit much for me standing as long as I did, you know. And also it spoilt their enjoyment of it because they had to make sure that I was okay. So they couldn't go and do what they wanted to do. So, yeah, I mean, it's been, when I went last year, it was about 15 years before I went. Took my friend's little boy and her to see the parade. And he loved it, absolutely loved it. But he's now 21, doesn't time fly? So I probably won't go for another 10 years. But I do love a parade. I mean, you have some spectacular parades in the US, don't you? For different things, you know. I would be there, every one, if I could. But, yeah. Apart from that, there's not a lot happened in my life. I think it's probably started raining. No, not yet. I'm just looking at my son's car. It hasn't started to rain just yet, but I'll be bringing my things in. My ice order hasn't come yet, so, which I'm thankful for, and I do hope it comes when my family are not in, because I did sort of promise, with my fingers crossed behind my back, that I wouldn't bring any more wool into the house. But I really meant while they're there. It really has got out of control though. It has, my wool buying, yarn buying, whatever you want to call it, is out of control. But I am using up. These are what I bought the end of last summer. They're cottons that I managed to get hold of, and I can't get hold of anymore. So fortunately I've still got quite a few colours left in the garage, or the garage if you want to call it that. So I hope to use a lot of these up. Because cotton is actually useful for all seasons really, you know, it's cool in the summer, but it's also nice and warm in the winter. And I could imagine this one over this black dress I'm wearing today with some nice pink beads. But no, I am not keeping it. I cannot keep everything I make just because I happen to like it. Can't. Got to part company with it. So this is a plus sizer. Not sure what size it is, but it's going to be a plus sizer. As you can see, there's quite a bit of room in it. It's probably maybe about a 44 bust, something like that, maybe 46. I haven't measured it, so I can't tell you. As I say, I do adaptations. This was actually a smaller pattern that was done in a double knitting, which is about your number 3 weight, I think. So this cotton I've used is more of a thicker worsted. So I used a bigger hook, so it has come out bigger. That's the only problem with using vintage patterns, which I do adore, is they do tend to be small. And I don't mean small as in size whatever, 14, 16, I mean small. And also they tended to have very slim sleeves, which is another reason why I've pulled this one back. Because this sleeve would not have fitted in anybody with arms like mine, let's just say. But I do tend to have like rugby prop forward arms. Rugby's an English game, it's a bit like your American football where they throw each other on the floor and chase after a... But the ball's not round, the ball's like oval shape. I'm not sure whether your American football is... You can tell I'm not sporty, can't you? If you can hear any snoring, that happens to be Sky. I've got 3 sleeping dogs. One's in the other room, asleep on the sofa, and these 2 are asleep on beds in here. And I'm sitting on one of the chairs, which they're very nice and they're very comfy. But I don't know whether I could actually sit and crochet in. I'd have to try. But at the moment, these chairs, my son sits on this one and my daughter-in-law sits on the other one. And they're watching the TV and I sit in my reclining chair. But I have trouble with chairs, did I mention that? I've got very short legs between my knees and my hips. And most chairs are too long. Now these are actually very short. So maybe I might be better with a chair like this. Anyway, I don't know when Sue's coming next. Hopefully maybe next week. It all depends on her shift patterns. She works in the care industry and she works a lot of funny shifts and funny patterns and days here, nights there, you know, it's all over the shop with her. So she never really knows when she's going to be able to come, because of course she's still got her grandchildren to see to. And she's also still got housework things to do. It's not like she lives around the corner, she doesn't actually, she lives quite a way away. So I'm very grateful that she makes the car journey to come to see me. And, oh, how many minutes have I got left? Oh, I'm not done bad. I set it for 24 minutes and I've got 9 minutes left, so I think I'll just make a short video today. I won't be like Pam, I'm making a short video and it lasts about an hour. By the way, Pam, I'm enjoying your Periscope or whatever they are videos. You know me, I'm not techno at all, so I can't follow you on Instagram. My phone doesn't do things like that. My phone doesn't even take photos, my phone just takes phone calls and it takes messages, and that's it. But it's the way I want it because I'm not technically minded, so I don't want to pay a big bill each month for something that I'm not going to use. I don't play games on them, don't do anything like that. In fact, my house phone only ever rings when it's somebody trying to sell me something. I very rarely use any of the phones. Anyway, if you're watching Hayley, I hope the little one's doing very well, and You know, I hope he's being a good boy for you now and settling into some kind of routine. Now the kids have gone back to school, yeah. So hello to everybody. Hello to Daniel and Peter if they're watching. I know that my family are not watching, so I don't need to say hello to them. And I hope you're all having a good, well, you've had a good weekend. It's Monday here. Probably Monday there for you. You'll probably go back at work, won't you? Do you know, I lose track of everything. When I was working, you had to know what day it was, and you had to know what the date was and things like that. But since I've retired, I don't even wear a watch. Don't even wear a watch. I put one on if I've got a hospital date or something, just to keep my eye on the time. But apart from that, no, don't wear a watch. I used to be governed by time, governed by what day it was, governed by what I had to do in a certain length of time. And now I think, what the heck? If it doesn't get done, I'll do it tomorrow. If it doesn't get done tomorrow, I'll do it the day after. That's my attitude. I'm retired. I can do what I want. Well, within reason. I can't break the law and things like that. But within reason, I can do what I want. So what I want to do now is say goodbye. And I hope you're all having a great day. Bye.